Hey friend, welcome. I'm Jen. I'm a part-time online clothing reseller, which means I just go to thrift stores, I buy used clothes, I list them on eBay and Poshmark, and I sell them for a profit, hopefully, most of the time. And today I have 6 items that sold only on eBay. Nothing sold on Poshmark yesterday. So today is Wednesday, March 13th. I always think I should look at the date and then I don't, and then I forget what it is. I have a gross sales amount of $151.79. I will tell you, most of these are not high dollar. They're just not. This was one of the better ones that I sold. This is a purse, and it has kind of, I think I've said alligator and crocodile. It has kind of that look to it. I don't know if that's actually what it is. I am not going to be able to show you the label. I don't think it's down in there. Oh, maybe you can see it. It's like embossed. It's Lesco, Lesco. It's not like a bolo or anything, but very vintage, very cool looking, I thought. Found it at a thrift store. It's not perfect. It's got dings here. There's a spot on the inside. It's just not perfect, but I found it at a thrift store, thought it was cool, checked comps, decided to buy it. Then comps weren't really actually that good. So I listed it for $50. Yeah, so the average sale price of a vintage Lesco purse is $37.71, but only a 15% sell-through rate, so not very high at all. Mine sold for $30 plus shipping. Someone sent me an offer. Yes, I will take your offer. Thank you so much. They paid a total of $42.50, and I paid $7 for this. So not, I forgot in the intro, I was going to talk about, promoted listings. Sorry, we're going to talk about promoted listings a little bit today. Okay. Good golly, now I feel like I should start over. I'm not going to start over because that's not the kind of YouTuber that I am. But I'm feeling very frustrated with myself. Every day I go in, I'm like, I'm not going to be discombobulated. I'm going to be focused, and then I'm not. Okay. What was I saying? They paid a total of $42.50. I paid $7 for this. I did make a little bit of money on the shipping. This is just going to be so loud for me to finish, so I'm going to do it later. I have stuffing in there, like paper bag, and it just makes it super loud, so I don't want you to have to listen to all that. Anyway, my profit on this is $22.62. I did make a little bit of money on the calculated shipping because eBay gives me like a discount. Okay. I did want to tell you about the promoted listings on that. I did have that promoted. I have all my items promoted. I don't always promote right away, but I go in like once a week or kind of whenever I think about it and redo all my promotions. And so then, you know, some things have been not promoted for a week, but some things just for a day, just because of whenever I do it. I would love to like leave my stuff unpromoted for a week or two, but I can't quite figure out how to do that. So if you know how to do that, let me know, please. But I don't know how to do that. Anyway, so that sold promoted. However, the buyer had a problem with the shipping label, so I had to cancel the order and the buyer had to repurchase, which always is a little like, are they actually going to repurchase? Gets a little like, oh, I don't want to lose out on that. But thankfully this buyer repurchased right away. But because she repurchased and it wasn't a promoted listing, I didn't have to pay the promotion on that. It was like $1.79. I wrote it down. It would have been $1.79. So not bad. This did not sell promoted. These are little baby OshKosh overalls. I will buy, if it's a decent price, I will buy any OshKosh overalls because they sell. Do they sell for a lot of money? These? No. Some, yes. Oh shoot, I meant to look that up. OshKosh short alls like this have an average sale price of $28.48, a 39% sell-through rate. However, huge caveat, huge. The vintage OshKosh overalls will sell for a lot of money. The highest or the most recent one sold for $200. So that skews the average sale price massively, hugely. But one similar to this sold right around in the $10 to $15 range. Mine sold for $10 plus shipping. So they paid $16.60. These actually came from a friend of ours a few months ago. My daughter and their daughter were raising money for a dance trip that they were going on. And this was one of the things that they gave to me to resell for us to split the profit. So we're gonna split a whole $9.14, which makes my profit $4.57. I guess technically it's my daughter's profit for dance, but I mean, the whole reason I do this is to help pay for things like dance classes and, you know, all the things that comes with having kids. This is, you know, like I said, part-time for me, so I'm not paying our mortgage off of this, thankfully. All right, this is very cool. This is a denim jacket. It's very heavyweight. It is cool. It's Denim & Co., which I believe is a vintage brand. However, this is made in China, which, you know, as far as vintage stuff, that's not great. This is like fully embroidered. It's really pretty. It does have like a fade spot here, just from being vintage. I mean, it's like all over the back. It's very cool. I love stuff like this. It is, oh, I thought it was plus size. It's extra large, which is, you know, that's good. That's helpful. You know what? I'm gonna check the pockets real fast. Sometimes, especially like in a mature woman's coat, things like that, make sure you check the pockets if you're a reseller, because you know, there's often tissues and things like that in there. So what did I search? Embroidered denim jacket plus size women, I think was what I searched in Therapy. And the average sale price was $21.93 with a 13% sell-through rate. So, you know, not a huge sell-through rate. I like stuff like this. So I think sometimes it's okay to just sell things that you like. That's my personal opinion. Anyway, this sold for $25.47 and the buyer paid a total of $38.67. This did sell with promoted listings, so my promotion fee that I paid on top of just the regular fee was $1.60. And I probably should have put this in a box. Oh well. Let's see. I bought this at the bins. This was actually in my most recent bins haul, which was huge, and back in February. Feels like not that long ago and also very long ago at the same time. I average most things out to $2 per item when I go to the bins. If you're unfamiliar, the bins, you pay by pound. And it's the Goodwill outlet, if you don't know. And oh boy. People awake in there. I do all my shipping in the mornings and then I upload my videos at night. So I paid about $2. It took about a month to sell. I don't think I told you what the other two took to sell. I'm so sorry. Promoted listings was $1.60. My profit is $22.67, which that's great. All right, this was when I said, oh, I meant to look that up. I sold some Carhartt items. So some Carhartt is really good. And I meant to look up like what the highest priced Carhartt item that has sold recently. But then I forgot to do it. Anyway, This is just a sleeveless t-shirt. Not high priced. However, the sell-through rate is 60%. So that's gonna look like more items sold than listed, which I think is fantastic personally. So Carhartt, if you don't know, I'll show you, because it's important to know with Carhartt. Oh, where is it? There we go. On the label, Carhartt has a number here in the corner, and it tells you the exact style. And so all you have to do is type in to eBay Carhartt and then that number. And that's what gives me the sell-through rate and the average sale price. The average sale price is $12.64 or 74 cents. So again, not super high priced. However, I only spent 55 cents on this and I had a really high sell-through rate. So this actually sold for my full asking price of $14.91. And it took about 4 months to sell. The buyer paid a total of $19.42. And I did not have a promoted listed fee on this. My profit's $11.02. Now, am I super excited about $11? Super excited? No, but I'm not sad about it, especially when I only paid 55 cents for this. I feel like that's worth it, especially if it's something that the likelihood of it selling is much higher. So that's what that sell-through rate tells you, like tells me anyway, how likely it is that my item will sell. My sticker's not working. No promoted listing on that one. All right, and Carhartt again. You can't tell because that was the wrong way. Little Carhartt. Unfortunately, this does not have a like a style number on it. It does say 3 pieces. So this originally came in a set, but I just sold the shorts. Where did I find these? I found them at the bins. So I paid, you know, when it's something smaller like this, someone is calling me. It is spam. I don't need to answer that. Yeah, when it's something smaller like this, it's, you know, I just put my average cost as $1 because it did not cost very much for me to buy this at the bins where you pay by the pound. What am I saying? Okay, average sale price is $19.86. I did not look through the solds and a 58% sell-through rate. I should have looked through the solds on that because that seems really high to me, especially like based on, and maybe it's changed. I listed this 7 months ago, so going into the fall, yeah, it's very possible that the sell-through rate just changed. Mine sold for $12.15, which is obviously much lower than the average sale price. A total of $18 with the shipping that they paid. This was not promoted, which is always helpful when it's, you know, those smaller, lower items. But my profit's $10.08. So a lot of like lower profit items today. I even have one more that's even lower. We're getting there. But half of my items were sold from promoted listings. And I think overall, that's about average for me, is that about half of them on eBay are sold with promoted listings. I have not done any promoted listings on Poshmark, so I don't know any of that, how that works at all. These are little cargo shorts. I mean, they're not really little, but they're like a size 4, petite. So these are Lauren Ralph Lauren, which I like this brand. But these are women's cargo shorts and they're pretty, I don't know, faded. They have a $12.89 average sale price and a 13% sell-through rate. So not something that, you know, to get super excited about, but mine sold for $8 plus shipping. So $16.60, which is funny because something else sold for $16.60. I always just notice numbers like that for some reason. I found these at my favorite thrift store My cost of goods is super low there. It was 45 cents was the average cost of goods that day. And yeah, so my profit ends up being $6.88. So these did sell on a promoted listing because it was so low. The promoted listing fee was only $69. No, not that. 69 cents. Much better. Oh my. That would be terrible. I guess, I mean, if you sold something for $1,000, it would be $69. That's something to think about. So I do promote generally around 4%. I noticed that I just changed all my stuff to like 3.9, and then somebody sent me an offer and it said it was a promoted listing and it would be charged the 4.2%. And I was like, it shouldn't be 4.2, it should be 3.9. So I don't really know. I did have somebody comment and say that they had noticed that their promoted listings were messed up and that like it felt like eBay had gone in and changed their promoted listings. I have also heard that if you have things that you don't promote and a customer clicks on a promoted listing and then finds that unpromoted item, that because they found it through the promoted item, that you are still charged the promotion fee on an unpromoted item. Does that make sense? So just something to think about, especially like with higher. I had a suit that, and I still have this, a suit that I have listed for $400, and I did not promote it for a really long time because it's kind of an obscure brand. Like if somebody wants this obscure brand $400 suit, they're gonna be searching for it, I think. So I didn't have it promoted for the longest time, but I did notice, I mean, I was wondering like if someone had found it from a promoted listing and they still bought the non-promoted item, if you're still charged that promotion. Let me know in the comments. Is that happened to you? Is that something that you have noticed? Do you have success with promotions? So I meant to tell you, my total promotion fees for today were $4.08. And that actually counts the purse that I didn't actually pay the promotion fee, but I would have had her, you know, I assume it's a her buying a purse. Could be, could not be. I don't know. Anyway, the person who bought the purse had their address not changed. I still would have been charged that promotion fee. So $4.08 out of my profit of $77.84. I think that's fantastic. I will take those promotions. I mean, that's half of what I sold came from promotions. I don't know I don't feel like there's any right way to, I'm sure there is a right way. I don't know what it is. The right way to, you know, the number to promote, what day you should switch your promotions. I'm sure that there's some magic formula for that, but I don't have it, unfortunately. I'm just telling you my experience with promotions and sharing my sales with you. So I'm going to stop talking now and just thank you so much for joining me and listening to me chat about what sold. I do have a thrifted shirt on today. I'm super excited about this. Wild and Free, it says all good things are wild and free. Wild and free is like my, like a homeschooling philosophy that I follow and love. And, so when I find things that say wild and free, I get a little excited, but plus I love to be outdoors and it has kind of like a fake Patagonia thing going on. I didn't stop talking. Okay. Now I'm really going to stop talking. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a comment. Say hi. I'd love to chat with you. I'll talk to you soon.